And what is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Monday, June 1st. We got through May.
Got through May, barely.
How are you doing today, Chewy?
I'm good, man. Finished up. I watched the entire Harry Potter series over the weekend.
Wow.
Not for the first time. I've seen it a few times, but that was my weekend plans, was just watching Harry Potter.
I finally felt like I should get caught up on something that has been popular in the community. Something that seems like everyone has enjoyed at least once in their life, and that's Avatar. So I've watched the first 2 seasons, and I'm like 80% of the way through season 3. So been kind of grinding that the past couple days. So it's a good show.
Hell
it's a
yeah.
good show.
It's a great show. Solid arc. Reach out, Mizu, my guy.
Mizu, yeah.
Yeah, it's been, we won't talk too much about it, but guys, we hope that y'all are being safe. I know that we're not going to get too much into politics, but if for those of you in the United States, be safe, try and avoid danger. Cyrus and I have talked a lot about it, and yeah, it's scary right now. The world's in kind of a scary place. So, exercise your freedoms of whatever you would like to do, but do it with caution.
Yeah, be safe. We're still in a pandemic, by the way, so
yeah,
be careful. But yeah, no. A lot of cool stuff to touch on, a lot of cool stuff to go over today in the keyboard world. We're doing things. Chewy and I decided today that we're going to do something that we haven't really done before. We kind of did it once in the past, but it's just kind of like at the beginning of every month, just kind of go through a lot of the group buys, a lot of the keycap group buys, because it seems like there's more and more, and just give a touch on a couple of our favorites that are running each month. There's going to be a couple that we go over and a couple that we don't, so it's not going to be everything, but it will be. We're going to touch on a little bit of everything. So.
Yeah, it's so it's kind of we picked our favorites of what's going to be running. But first, we have mail day. And show us what are you typing on this week?
Yeah.
So
you want to go first since you got mail? I don't have mail today.
All right. So first I'll start off with what am I typing on? The OSA I built with alpacas. I enjoy them. They got a good sound to them. Very, very smooth. They're breaking in nicely. Quite enjoy it. I did mess up the stab, but I plan on putting grain on this. So I think it's going to look and sound great even with EPBT. It is kind of funny, literally. Look how fucking weird the gray is. That's just like sometimes my issues with anodizing. It's like light gray, almost black. Light gray. Almost black.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I took 9s off of it.
It's an interesting gray. Bubblehead Brett, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Do appreciate that. That is a beautiful board. The OSA is a great board.
It's a fun board to type on. I even played some Overwatch on it.
Did you really?
I was like I didn't do terrible. I mean, I'm not good, but I didn't feel like I was hindered in my ability to play based on the keyboard that I had chosen. The next thing, this is like all stuff today. Got a new multi-mount. So for those who are wondering, this is how I do the overhead camera stuff for build streams. And this is what my camera's sitting on now, but I need another one because with the rearrange, I don't want to use the tripod that I had anymore. So this is what I use, multi-mount by Elgato. I got this in. Probably what I was most excited for is the Instant 60. The restock happened. I don't know what their stock is looking like right now, but if you do canonkeys.com/mechsondeck, pick one up. Very excited about this. It's a Sangen layout. The only thing I don't like about this is the caps lock forces me to use a non-stepped, but really excited. I don't really care a whole bunch about the warm white LED light. I just got this because I wanted to test switches, and I sold my tester board back in January. Sold out now. Yeah, they'll come back. And the last thing is this bad boy. Let me see if I can. I got this from Backwards Caps, the J door.
Ooh, there you go.
So looks like it might find a home on the PCB, because it does look like it would take some effect from some background lighting. So excited to see all of that. Hold on. Fix this because autofocus is no longer a thing for me. Anyway, and then Disco Crocodile, what's up? For those who don't know, Disco Crocodile will be joining us Wednesday.
Yeah, he's going to come hanging out. It's going to be a good time.
And other than that, I mean, I got some hot sauce that I was really excited about.
Well, what hot sauce did you get?
Oh man, let me find it. It's just like it's a pretty basic like habanero hot sauce. It is Heartbeat hot sauce, red habanero. Delicious. So, Lang, how's it going, man? Who else is here? Brez, of course.
It's Rob27 Shred.
Teljiva. Exo Squid. All the homies out today. Appreciate that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's it for mail on my end.
Awesome. Well, I don't have any mail today. No, I didn't. I went and checked my mail today and there was nothing there. Not even any spam mail. So fortunate. But as far as what's on my desk, what's on my desk? No surprise. Still rocking the Iron 165 with 9s on it. Zycos. This hasn't left my desk since I built it. So yeah, it's gonna be here for a little bit. Once I get the itch to switch back to a linear board, I'll probably switch back to the Bauer. Yeah, I mean it looks great. It feels great. It sounds really good. Yeah, I enjoy it. So that's it for me. I don't have any mail, but I'm waiting. It's funny because once Bingsu comes in and I want to see how it looks on here, I'll probably take 9s off, put Bingsu on, and then we'll go from there. See what happens.
I still love 9s on your Sirius. I think 9s on your Sirius looks oof.
Yeah, 9s on the Sirius looks great. I actually don't have any caps on my Sirius right now. I have a couple sets that are just like in bags, but I haven't put them on there. But we'll see what happens next couple weeks. I've been contemplating buying an extra of Violet on Cream from Novel Keys because they have them in stock, but I'm like, man, I don't really know.
Are they still in stock? Dang. That's impressive.
I think so. Last time I checked, they were in stock.
There it is. Ooh, base is sold out, unfortunately.
Oh, base is sold out? Well, then that makes the decision for me.
Oh, there you go. But you can get a lovely 40s and spacebar kit.
It's very true. Very true.
So,
but yeah.
Fun stuff. So quick shout out to our sponsors, guys, by the way. You can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. I believe today is the last day for Gmk Redacted. So go pick that up. If you have not yet, Tactilitarian, thank you for the sub. Cheers, man. And then Gmk Moto starts later this week. So Moto round 2. So if you did not pick it up on the first round, highly suggest it. It's definitely one of those goes on anything and everything board. Switchmod.net/mechsondeck, 4% off your lube and spring needs. Great stuff there. Project keyboards, you can go to mechsondeck.project.link. What is he running anything this? I'm bad with.
Well, Masterpiece runs until tomorrow, so GMK Masterpiece is still up. Pick it up until tomorrow, and then after that, I think he is. I think he's taking June off, and then comes back with July.
There it is. So yeah, but be sure. I know the Sirius is getting real close to restocking, or it restocked.
It restocked last week, but not sure if they still have it in stock. I think might be able to get one, but let's see. I mean, it's sold out. It's sold out, but I think he's going to be continually restocking those. So definitely
Just be on the lookout.
Yeah, keep on the lookout for those. Running some cool sets. Dolch is coming up in August. Dolch round 5, so that should be pretty sweet. And he's got some other stuff coming up. They're coming out.
Yeah, keep an eye out. As well as canonkeys.com/mechs on deck. Go check out. They just did a big restock of things, as well as Cat Explosion. Looks like you can still get on GMK Deep Navy, but it does end at the end of the day. So I don't know. I would get it in the next couple hours because I don't know when his end of day is. But go check out GMK Deep Navy if you want a nice, clean, basic set.
Absolutely.
So, and then our partners, Zap Cables makes some of the best cables in the business. Type Beast, go check out his newsletter, typebea.st, as well as Smith and Rune, who keep it. We don't know the dates on when these Iron 165s. I know a lot of people haven't gotten theirs yet. I imagine they're going to be shipping out group buy participants before they get extras out. But just keep an ear to the ground. We will let you know if we hear anything.
Yep. And then Easy Slasher, I definitely agree. The bounty ad that is taking over Twitch right now is very, very cringy, but it's kind of funny.
What is the bounty ad?
It's like for bounty
like
paper towels.
Okay.
And it's like a couple streamers. And it's like they're in like a battle royale game, and then he like spills his bottle of G Fuel all over his desk, and then they're like, "No, get the bounty!" And then he's like, "You need to have bounty at your battle station." Yeah, it's
oh my god,
man, Josh OG, come on, man. Okay, okay,
that's funny.
it's a pretty funny ad.
Well, so we got, like I said, we got a couple topics tonight that we're going to talk about. I'm watching this without audio. Quick, and it's goofy. I cannot.
It's just very staged. It's just like, I mean, it's one of those things that's awesome that a company as big as Bounty is getting into the Twitch like streaming game. But it's just funny because it's so like not any of the 3 people that are in there's personalities to be like that. And I don't think they even like play together. So
hey. Yeah, like I said, it's cool. I'm sure they got a good chunk of change doing that, so why not? Sordago 1068 asks, do you think I should hop on Redacted? If you like it, get it. If you don't like it, find another set.
Frisco Melt, we made a baby for the 9 months. Appreciate it.
Ooh, there it is.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to get into today. Like I said, we're going to go through some of the keycap buys that are coming up this month, as well as some mishaps, which I think, do we want to get into that first? We want to talk about the mishaps before we get into the keycaps?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny, in my opinion. Like, I think it's kind of funny. I'm sure people are going to be annoyed. I know Novel Keys will fix the mistake in one way or another, but it's just, you guys didn't see. So they've been running these stabilizers, and it's like specific keycap colorway themed stabilizers. Personally, like, I'm not someone that is interested in this. These are the C3 stabs that are all right. We haven't, Osiris and I have both tried them. They're not bad. They're just not something that we would go for. So if you guys saw the Olivia ones, were supposed to be like the housing or the outside was supposed to be pink. or not pink, but rose gold. But let's be honest, it's just pink. The inside, or the actual slider that the keycap connects into, was the kind of dark gray with a rose gold wire. And I think the coolest part about this, honestly, is the rose gold. Just because that's unique looking and interesting. Although at the end of the day, you barely see these stabs. So, like, even if you have a metal plate, like, you're not even with the keycaps off, you're not even going to see the wire. So, but it was just one of those. Oh, that's cool that they can do it. And well, there was a bit of a mishap.
Yeah, it's like completely opposite, right? Like they.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the picture.
They
like
flip-flopped the colors.
Everything.
So pink and gray, somehow it got switched, and then the rose gold was not rose gold. So I don't know what happened in this little issue. Like I said, I imagine it will get fixed. It looks like okay, that's just the link to that's the link to the stabilizers. So they inversed it. So it's primarily gray with a pink slider on the inside. And yeah, it's it's just funny in my opinion. Like, I know novel keys, they fix mistakes, right? We saw this with the Novellias. When the Novellias, they had the stem issues. They went back and he basically had all these switches that he just couldn't sell. So he went back and fixed it all, delayed it by a month, went back and fixed everything. And that's Mike's going to do that. And I don't know, I'm sure he scrambled to find the receipt or the order form just to prove, like, hey, this was filled out correct. Hopefully he filled it out correctly. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake, but I don't imagine him making a mistake like that. But my guess might be seeing some discounted
some discounted
stabs. What does concern me about this is, can they do the rose gold wire? Because now there's no proof of concept.
I was about to say, that's like, because that was the biggest thing, right? Like, for me, that was the coolest part, was the rose gold wire. Like, I don't care about the color of the housings. I thought the wire color was cool. You can flip-flop those all day. Not that you're really going to see any of it, but I just thought that the different colored wire was going to be cool, other than the gold and just doing the rose gold. But the fact that the ones that were shipped out to this person that posted, the fact that it was just the regular gold wire and they inverted, and it looks like, and it doesn't even look like the housing from the picture. Granted, this is just from a picture. This is not from a actual, like it's not a ton of pictures, right? It's just one, but it looks like the actual housing, it's not even gray. It's like black.
Yeah.
Which the Olivia is supposed to be more of like a deep dark gray. So yeah, it's very interesting to see, because it also looks like the pink is way lighter than it needs to be as well. It looks like more like a almost, it's whiter than it is, I guess red or orange.
Yeah.
More like a blush pink, I guess.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. And although that could also just be because of the way the color's looking, because there's so much dark that there's more contrast there. But I guess if this gets fixed, the issue there, though, is this kind of raises concern. I know Bushido did this. So they did Bushido stabilizer kits that had what looks like a black wire. So now I imagine it's probably easier to make something look black as opposed to rose gold, because that's a very specific color, versus just black is black, right? It's just the color. Like, it's easier to reproduce. But once again, that these are two different colored stabilizers. This is a red, like a deep red and white, and just kind of raises the question of, like, are they going to get it right this time too?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, like I would understand if it was just the wire, right? Like it would make sense if they were just like, hey, we couldn't get the wire to look right, we couldn't get it to work correctly. But it was like it's all pieces are messed up, all pieces are wrong. So I wonder if maybe there was like something weird over at the factory, or if like there was too many things that they were trying to go through, and then maybe they just sent out something wrong. But I don't. Hopefully, it's a quick fix. It's not like it didn't take very long from group buy to
Shipping.
now to shipping. So hopefully they can get it fixed and it's quick. I know Mike will make sure it happens. It's kind of like his thing is goes well.
I just want to know. Someone said those stabilizers would probably sell pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean,
there are a lot of people that like I'd get them. Like, screw it, I need stabs. You don't think I'm checking every day to make sure? I need to get some more Duroc 2U stabs because I'm running low. I only have enough for like one more build personally, and I need like 4 sets. So
yeah, I mean, I think even if you ran them at like the regular group buy, the $15 group buy for the whole like set, it'd be fine.
Yep, screw it.
Because that's kind of how the C3s come, right? They come in a kit. They don't really come in like a. It's not like the Durocs or like the GMKs where you can just buy, here's your 7Us, here's your 2Us, and your 6.25s. Granted, he might split them up depending on how he can sell them, but I'm sure he could just sell those kits for $15, and because they come in a nice little box and everything too. So, I'm sure you can get rid of them. There's plenty.
It's not like people would buy them. Because the other thing too, a lot of people made the comment of like, it's bliss. I'm like, yeah, the only issue there is like mentally probably doesn't see anything from that.
Yeah, true.
But people who got bliss might go, I kind of like this. Like, why not? Who cares? But to each their own. It'll get fixed. We are keeping an eye on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there will be statements that are made in the next couple of days. I'm sure that people are trying to figure out what they want to do right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure conversations are being had.
How many of those stabs did they make that way? That's the other thing too. So, but anyway, that was the mishap from the title. It was just funny to see. It's not like those aren't something that's like crazy expensive that's going to ruin someone's reputation. It's not doing anything terrible, or it's not. If you got sent some rough stabs, like, and then they fixed it later by sending you new ones, at least you got some stabs. It's not like a keyboard that had mismatched anodizing or something like that, where it's like this really expensive process. So, but no, so we can move on to some group buys. We got a lot. There are a lot.
There's a lot going on next month, or this month. I guess technically now it is June.
Yes.
All right, which one you want to do first, Chewy?
Well, I was just going to list them off really quick, just so if everyone's aware. Gmk Blink, which technically started 2 days ago, but it's a June group buy. EPBT Cool Kids, EPBT Ivory, Gmk Rogue or Rouge, don't really know yet. Cat Explosion, Gmk Modern Dolch Round 2, Cam Ghost, Gmk Nord, Gmk Boneyard, Gmk Midnight Rainbow, Gmk Nightshade, Gmk Polar, JTK John Wick, which I found out about today, and Cat White on Black. So lots of choices for the people involved. There
was 2 that you forgot: Blue Samurai and Red Samurai 2.
Where did I miss that?
Yeah, those are coming on drop this month. They're expected this month.
Oh, okay. I guess I just missed that on this. So, even more. Personally, well, I won't say anything about Red Samurai or Blue Samurai. Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. The one I am most hyped for is Gmk Midnight. This is a very awesome set. If you have not seen, it was brought to light Haha, ironic. I'm hilarious. Brought to light by Jay from Top Clack. So here is the link to the Geek Hack thread. It is a fantastic set. So they ran this set forever ago called Gmk Rainbow, where literally it was white legends with and where you see the legends there kind of inverse it, and it was this crazy weird looking set that so my wife loves rainbows, and she was like, oh my god, I love that. And yeah, Kimchi Jody boy agreed. So it's kind of got that. It's subtle, right? It's a very subtle fade. I think he nailed it with the kitting. So if you kind of look, like, huge props for both the red tilde and the purple tilde. The purple pipe key, like, that just really, really impressed me with how he kind of chose where to put the colors on this. It's subtle. It gives you that RGB look without RGB. So overall, just a fantastic looking set. I know that some people had a couple complaints about, with the fact that the F-Row can get a little iffy with depending on what keyboard you were using. But just get like a 60 or 65% and screw it. And you don't have to worry about F-Row, right?
Yeah. Well, and what's great about the kitting on this is it's literally just two. Like, it's just like, we're just doing bass and space bars, nothing else. Which
space bar plus B.
Yeah, space bar plus B. Because I think they could have done some like novelties for this. They could have played around with it. You can see like with the pictures, one of the design inspirations, like the refraction and stuff. You could have done some cool stuff with novelties, but they kept it nice and simple, nice and easy, and pretty inexpensive. $130 for the base kit, $25 for spacebar.
Yeah, because it's all and it will be a quick turnaround because they're all GMK colors.
Yeah.
So excited, very excited about this set. Chewy's endorsing us. I didn't endorse it. I just said if you buy a 60 or 65%, you don't have to worry about F-Row. So, but yeah, check that out, guys. Definitely looking forward to that. What is a set you are looking forward to?
So, for me, it's a set that I actually didn't really know a lot about until recently, and that it's going to be EPBT Cool Kids by Beep. It's another one of these sets that's like crazy. It's off the walls. It's like way different. I just think it's just funny, I was looking at this the other day and I was like, so what's next? We've got Cool Kids. Do we have like My Dad's Better Than Your Dad coming up soon? But no, I think Cool Kids is a fun play. I talked about it with Redacted, and we've talked about it with some of Beep's other sets, like Dots. Just these kind of crazy off the wall sets, exploring what you can do with it, with the way that things are printed. Obviously, with it being EPBT, not being double shot, you can do things like this, like move around where legends are, and it not really affect the quality of the set. And it's really inexpensive. I think like base is only $90. And base kit is covers pretty much everything. We've talked a lot about in the past about trying to explore different options, whether it's more EPBT sets, more cat sets, more Infinikey sets that get the cost down, and just overall keep everything more options out there for people. I think this set's cool. It's fun. It's very fun.
I think the caps lock is a kind of describes this set. Just have fun. Just have fun. It's keyboards, right?
Yeah.
This is a set that is not for me. I already have dyslexia, so like letters are already pretty hard for me. So like this would just mess me up. But it's unique. It's one of those sets I appreciate what they right? Like it's, I appreciate the creativity. And while it looks like someone just kind of grabbed a keyboard and shook it, I'm sure that there's a reasoning to why each letter is, the way it is. So well done. Well done.
Yeah. I'm also I like that they have all the different colors and the space bars kits and the rubber or the pencils and the rubbers kits. Um, you can get all the different colors for the space bars, which is really nice, and it's not very expensive. So
Yep.
that's my thing for this month. I was between this and really the EPVT Ivory. Um, it's another great set that's running, but it's like real plain. This is just very different. So I wanted to give it a little quick shout out.
Unique New York.
Unique New York. What's up next for you, Mr. Chewy?
So I, like a lot of I'm sure. What are you guys' thoughts on GMK Moomin and Ren? I will get to that question in a little bit, Kimchi Jody Boy. So I think that I will have to go with Cat White on Black because while we're not getting a whole lot of opportunities to try Cat, as they're just now finally shipping the second set ever for Cat, all these Cat sets, because you can get a little crazy with it, with the colors and everything, we just haven't seen like a lot of these, people are like, oh, I can do these crazy things, so I'm going to do these crazy things. And while that's awesome for design, for someone like myself who's not really looking to spend all this money to get this crazy set on something that I don't know if I would like after a while. I've typed on it and I wasn't a huge fan of it for the 30-second try, but you can't really get to know a profile in 30 seconds standing over a table. That's something that I would like to sit on and force myself to use for a week. And out the Cat Alpha, I believe it was just called Cat Alpha, is just is plain and basic, and I like that. And so I like that they're coming out with a black set that it will be pretty inexpensive, I imagine. Easy to use. You don't have to do different mod color, alpha color, all that stuff. So it'll be an inexpensive set. I will probably hop in on this. I think it's just a cool set that works.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it looks good. No one's going to get mad about running a black on white or white on black set. I think it's needed. More of those are needed. So I think this will look good. I think it'll look great. I love One Creative Minds logo, so I like the fact that he put that in there a little bit, just a little touch. Obviously, with
super nice dude, by the way.
Yeah, he
super
is.
Nice dude.
The thing about Cat is, like you said, it's because of how the way the kittings are and the way that the options are, you can do a lot of different stuff. I love the fact that it's got the Hiragana alphas rather than sub legends. I'm liking that. Another Cat set that's running right now, which I think we'll probably touch on at the end and kind of go through sponsors a little bit. Is Cat Explosion that's running Katakana Legends, which I think is great. I'm more of a fan of just having the legends rather than having sub legends. So I love the way that they do the kits for Cat.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. You can get what you want, get what you need, and then you don't need to get everything else. And if you want everything, it's really not that much more than what you would pay for like a standard GMK set. So
yeah. My only complaint is numpad, but like I get it. I'm starting to see the benefit of the numpad, and literally it just comes from minimal. It comes from the fact that I kept putting minimal on something. Like when minimal comes back out, I might pick up a numpad for minimal round 2, just so I have access to it. Now I love my set. I love 9s on this, but as Osiris and I have talked about, since we build boards, sometimes we get sent a board that we might not have keycaps for. So we have to it's like maybe not, we don't have keycaps for, but we don't have them readily available. And so we have to remember to take caps off of a board or something. So, but yeah, it's I'm excited for it. Excited for Plain Jane.
Yeah, I don't think pricing's released on this quite yet, but I'm not sure.
Shouldn't be too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it's much more than something like the other cat sets that have run. Might even be a little bit less than something like Explosion, which is running right now. Next up for me is my GMK pick, my GMK set that I enjoy, and that is Gmk Rouge.
Ooh, Rouge. So it is Rouge.
It's Rouge, yeah.
Okay.
It's not Rogue.
Rogue, dude. Whatever. It looks cool. It's kind of got roguish elements to it, man. Go play a video game where you play a rogue. We're talking purples and dark colors.
When I first saw this, I was like, wait, my brain instantly, when I saw the name before I clicked on it, like whenever the interest check was released a couple months ago, my first thought was X-Men, and I was like, wait, so they're gonna do yellow, green, red, and gray, like old school Rogue.
90s X-Men.
Yeah, 90s X-Men. But no, I like this set. I like purple. If you haven't noticed by watching my stream or just like me in general, zoom in on the renders. He put Lint in him because he's a god. Yeah, I know. The renders are nuts. I love the small little gradient on 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think that's a really cool like little touch for Rouge. I think it's running Amir is running this, runner of GMK 9s as well as Firefly and a couple other sets that have run in the past couple months. But yeah, I think this looks great. I think it'll come out fantastic. I like the subtlety of the 1, 2, 3, 4.
A little heart on the 2 as well. Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's bringing back the heart too. So yeah, I think it's just a pretty set. It's like the, yeah, we've seen a lot of purple sets, a lot of sets that include purple. This is a little bit more of a subdued. It's not very aggressive in the colors. I like it. I just think it looks great. I think it looks very clean. It'll look cool on a lot of different colors of boards just because of it's not really that far out there while being a kind of out there color, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 120 base kit. No numpad, but 120 base kit in US. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And I get it. Numpad is expensive. I know there's a lot of people.
At least numpad has like ISO stuff too. So
Right.
it's not.
Right. It's like kind of dual support. And then he mixes up like 40s, also gives you space bars for as well as
Alice.
the B for Alice. So it's like the kitting, I think, is in a way that makes it to where you can keep it to minimal number of kits while supporting a lot and keeping the base down. No, I think it's great. I think it looks cool. I think it'll do well.
GMK Fresh Brews. It's funny. Yeah, I mean it's a nice darker kit, darker set. I think it'll come out really well. So, but I think we both agreed, and we both didn't pick this because I mean we all kind of know writing's on the wall that Modern Dolch is coming next month. I think most people would agree that this is going to be kind of the set to get this month. I have it. I love it. I know Osiris is probably picking it up.
Yeah.
It's to me, this is just one of those sets that it doesn't matter what board you put it on. It will work. If you have a warmer colored anodization, you put this with the red accents. If you have, it goes on gray, it goes on white. This is on my poly card. Like it works. It's a fantastically done set. The only differences you'll see is the kitting is a little bit different, and they do now have these centered legends.
Yeah, so it's got centered legends, and then they do have the addition of the Mist base kit, which is like
Skydolch.
Yeah, it's like Skydolch, which I think is cool. That's a cool option. We've seen that a lot where a lot of the sets on drop will do that, where they'll do like a second base kit, like the Mitolet kits. Sky Moto, yeah. I think I think this, it obviously Modern Dolce is like, and it was like an instant classic in the community. It's a set that sold for insane numbers, um, insane amounts on the aftermarket, and still goes for insane amounts. Um, I like it. I'm going to get this. It's really like one of the few sets that I'm like, I need this right now. Um, Again, it does split the numpad, but that's to make, the base kit's going to be pretty inexpensive. I believe. I don't know if pricing is 100% announced yet, but I wouldn't imagine that this is going to be much more than what Modern Dolce Light was, if at all.
Yeah.
So I think
And
it's going to do well.
doesn't need to go through color matching phase.
No.
So quicker turnaround.
Yeah, this is kind of in and out for GMK.
So yeah, fantastic. I do really like, if you don't mind scrolling through the alternate kit, I might actually pick up the alternate kit. I don't plan on buying a second set, as I do not see the need for a second set of GMK Moto, but I might pick up the alternate kit just so I have access. The only thing I would have liked to see here is space bars in the same color. But I do like the Dixie X. And I like having that option, right? I like having the ability to kind of just go, hey, if I'm feeling something different that month, why not? So
yeah, you can kind of mono it out almost. So slight little. That's an interesting question from It's Me Lenders. I think Dolch will still do extremely well.
Yeah.
I think there's a crowd that loves modern Dolch, and then there's the crowd that loves OG Dolch, right? Like, I think I think you'll have a lot of crossover there too. I think there will be some people that will say, "Oh, I just got modern Dolch. I don't need Dolch." But then there's also a ton of people who are going to say, "I want Dolch as well." Like,
yeah.
I think it's the most, that is one of the most classic sets, if not the classic set in the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
outside of just like beige.
yeah.
But yeah, and for those who don't know the difference between Dolch and modern Dolch, warm gray and Dolch, cool gray and modern Dolch. That's all it is. So, yeah, I think I highly recommend it. I think it's just a classic. It goes on, like I said, it goes on everything. So, so the next topic that we will talk about, because this is something that we really haven't seen with just a straight base kit versus another base kit. So let's talk about GMK Boneyard. Now, this is an interesting set because GMK Boneyard came out before Nines, but GMK Boneyard was actually like add-on kits to Carbon. So Nines kind of took that and went, oh well, let's make this set. All right, and so and granted, these are GMK colors, so it's kind of like it doesn't matter, right? With GMK,
Well, Carbon is not.
yeah, Carbon is not, but Bones kit
is not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
This is using L9 and U9.
Boneyard uses the Carbon colors, which are slightly different.
Now, I could have sworn I read on the Boneyard kit that it was the same, but I could be wrong. But it's incredibly similar. This is the closest we have seen to a set like this, where it's borderline the exact same. Okay, yeah. So here's the picture. So it does have a bit of a more creamier look, but it's incredibly close. The accents are slightly different, in that, or not even. Sorry, they're not different. It's not like,
yeah, the gray and
it's not like they're making like icon kits versus not. It's literally, looks basically the same. One big difference: they don't have any accent caps.
Right. The Carbon will be a little bit lighter gray, and the the alpha color is a little bit creamier. It's like a little bit darker of a cream. So it will look a little bit different than nines, but they are essentially they are the same idea, right? Like that was the literal idea of nines, was to take um the Boneyard kit from Carbon Round 2 and make that into a set that was a standalone, right? Because the way Carbon Round 2 worked, you had to buy the Bone base kit and then add the Boneyard alphas to achieve this, which was an expensive endeavor.
Yeah. So it's just one of the first times, like I said, it's one of the first times we've seen a set so close, kind of like how Stormtrooper and Minimal, but even then, like at least like Minimal had that theme of like, we're not putting any icon, anything on it, right? But the other thing too, which is what Langlandia said, I don't like that they took out row 0, row 5. I think a lot of people really liked that from Carbon. And I mean, it would add a lot of cost to it, 100%. Like, you know, those were different kits sold in smaller amounts. This is going to be expected to be a bit better of a or a bit more expensive of a kit. But to me, that's something that always kind of made Boneyard and Carbon stand out a lot, is the fact that you have 0 to 5 and not 1 to 4.
Yeah, I think that would have been that would have been something that would have made me want to purchase this and want to get into it more. Is that R0 R5, because it's a very unique. That's the OG Cherry profile. That's the original one from before, and so I wish they would have kept that. I'm not 100% sure why he didn't retain that here. But it is very interesting that they are looking to do this. And the other thing that Chewy pointed out earlier is that, with the base kit, if you were to purchase the Carbon Bone base with the Boneyard kit, you would get the like single skull novelty for the caps lock, which you don't get here, which is interesting. I wish they would have kept that as well. Just because that was like the signifier for the fact that it was the Boneyard kit, right? Now you have to get the novelties to get that differentiating factor.
So it looks like he didn't. This is something that I'm not like the hugest fan of, but this is a very personal like thought. So he didn't do 0 to 5 because he wants to honor the people that got in on it on Gmk Carbon Round. That's just something like, that's not something that bothers me, and that's a personal thing. If I guess some people would get upset by this or whatever, so that they can keep that exclusive. I don't really know. I think that inflates prices non-organically. I think I have a lot of negative thoughts towards that idea, but at the end of the day, I mean, he chose to do whatever he chose to do. I am not personally getting on the set because I have 9s. I don't need slightly different 9s, right? And so I guess there's that. That's not the first time that's come up where it's like, I want to honor the people that got in on it first, and I'm like, I mean, they have their reasons. If they did maybe like special edition or whatever, like on a board, like the second run, well, there's not going to be another Baka. It's not going to be called the Baka anymore. But like, I was never planning on doing a serial number for the second round. That doesn't change anything about the board other than aesthetics. This is physically making a change and taking something out, which is this 0 to 5. So
yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. I get the reasoning, and we've talked about that before, where we brought up the fact of like changing the sets from rounds in minor ways to, keep the like original round, like that thought there of like, oh, I got in on it, like I made this happen. I think there's ways to do it. I don't know if necessarily changing the row profile is really what I would prefer. I think he could have done it alone with just doing the thing with the skull cap. Maybe just like don't even have that cap there and only do the like change it up. Don't do just the skull,
Yeah.
I think there's other ways you could do it. I'm kind of like disappointed that this doesn't have R0 R5 because I think that was a really cool that was one of the things when we were at NorCal with Luke from Smith and Runes, Baron, his one of his boards had the Boneyard like this kit on it with the R0 R5 and it was a really cool feeling and it was one of those things that's like I'd love to have a key set that has that because it's different. And I think he took that away. So it kind of takes away some of the appeal to me.
Yeah.
Because if you take that away, it kind of is just nines, which I get. That's what nines was. That was the intent of nines was to be this, but in this form. So I don't know.
Hard pass for me. But for those who did not get nines, highly recommend this because it's very, very close. And honestly, I don't think that the difference in this cream or this kind of off-white to that kind of cream is going to be such a drastic difference that you even really notice it. Like it would be interesting. You would have to. I really want to see them side by side. I think they would show their differences, but I think if you just walked up to a random board, you might, and there was no telling what it was. I think it would be hard to decipher them between the two of them.
Yeah, there is a picture somewhere that exists of the side by side of the round 2 next to N9 and U9. But yeah, they're close. They're very close.
Very close.
Which was the intent, right? That was the intent.
That's it, he went about making a non-custom colored keycap set with nines. So next thing that made this quite interesting to me. So Boneyard, we haven't seen. We know that it's running this month. We don't know at what time it is running this month. Based on novel keys, it will be running on novel keys. Based on their formats in the past, they don't really start in the middle of the month, so I wouldn't be surprised if this pops up in the next couple of days. It will be running alongside Gmk Midnight Rainbow, which we've seen. I mean, it's no stranger to novel keys that they are running 2 sets at the same time. I think they just got done running 3 sets last month, or maybe it was April where they ran 3 sets.
They ran 3 sets last month. They ran a cat set, a GMK set, and a JTK.
JTK. So yeah. So we're starting to see now with that's fine, right? Because that doesn't take out that's going to 3 different factors. Those are all being handled separately. But what we've seen in the past with something like Kono is where Kono will run multiple Gmk sets at the same time. And, this month, I guess, is nice that, there's not really anything coming from Project Keyboard. So that kind of gap is filled. And maybe that these are all talks that these vendors are having where it's like, hey, I'm not running a set this month. Okay, well, maybe I might run 2 sets this month. But it does start to make you wonder how many Gmk sets do we need to keep running every single month with how backed up Gmk is being?
Yeah, and like Gmk is backed up and that's its own thing, but I think Langlandia brings it up of which one do you decide to fill first? The larger one or the small one? Like
the answer to this one's easy because Midnight Rainbow uses stock Gmk colors. Boneyard, while they have already done it, is not stock.
Yeah. So but they still have those.
But what happens if they're both stock? Or what happens if they're both custom colors? You know? So it's definitely an awkward situation.
And it's also what do you do from a marketing standpoint? Which one do you put more? I don't know what the marketing side looks like for novel keys. It's not like no one's putting out print ads and stuff like that, or like I don't know if people are putting out ads on websites and stuff. But which one do you push more? Do you make posts about? It's it's one of those things that it can get into a little bit of a gray area there because GMK is the top dog, right? Like that's going to be
Yeah.
your money makers for the group buy runners.
Yeah.
Yes, these other cat sets are doing well. JTK, we've seen a resurgence of them, and EPBT is coming back, but um, it's one of those things. It'll change. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'll be interested to see how sites continue to handle this.
Mhm. So that's something that kind of brings me to the next point. So the two companies that we've seen do this a lot also is Kono. We have. Do you have any updates on GMK stores? Do not. I know that they're running behind. That's about it. We don't. Neither of us know anybody from GM. But we've seen Kono, who honestly does very little marketing. So you don't really see that happen that often. And then TKC, who does a lot of marketing, but they run a lot of sets, and they will continue to run sets, and they don't really go like, we saw with EPBT Rainbow, where EPBT Rainbow, where you guys kind of go, we've got like multiple versions of this set, and that's fine. Whatever. You're kind of selling it all. It's all on the same page. But I guess my complaint there is you start running into, they sold grain at the same time, right? And so when you start promoting another set while someone else is going, you're not only hurting your own sales, because I guess you're kind of taking sales away from one of your products and selling it to the other, but you're actually hurting the designer in that case, because now it's like, hey, I don't care about your set anymore. It's already been up for a week. We're going to promote this now, which might cause some tough and awkward moments when you're trying to sell your set and they've basically given up on it, right? So, or you can go the Kono approach and don't really promote.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like if everyone's doing it, then it's not really something that you can be. Like, you can still be upset about, but it's like everyone's doing it, and it's starting to be that more people are running more sets at the same time of the same profile of the same type that are marketed towards basically the same people. It's hard to have an argument there because they kind of have like a little bit of a monopoly on it. But it's it sucks when you have people who are putting a lot into these sets that are really trying to, they're relying on this in order to maybe make a little bit of extra money, um, and they want their set to do really well. And it sucks when people are trying to advertise multiple sets at the same time and they're splitting those. We've had this conversation before of like, okay, well, can we support all these sets? I think we can, obviously, because we have for the past almost year at this point. But I think it's one of those things. It's like, now can we support all of them from a vendor standpoint? Like,
Mhm.
can the vendor provide everything that they need to provide to the designers if and hold up on promises that were made? Because that's the other piece is like, what was in the talks there? What was the promise to the designer of what the vendor could provide, and is that changing by them offering like 4 or 5 different sets at the same time?
Mhm. So, wouldn't you market the weaker of the two sets? I mean, personally, I don't, I don't. Those are tough questions to ask because we're not the ones trying to sell these sets. How you choose to market your business is up to you. If you think, I think some thought processes there are: do you market because you think that most of your sets sales are going to be in the first week, and then once that first week and that hype is over, you can start moving to the next thing? I disagree with that, because yes, while you do get a lot in the first week, I think a lot of people, people get paid on different days, right? I didn't buy grain the first day. I bought it like a week in because didn't have the money at the exact same time. You know, had to wait for a paycheck, and then that came in. So that's just one of those things where it's like, you know, how they choose to market is up to them. But I do think that it doesn't look great when you're still selling a set and then you start trying to sell another one and kind of completely leave the other one behind, because that designer put in just as much work, right? So
Yeah, well, and it's also one of those things. It's like, how many people are you forcing to choose between two sets, right? How many people would like, well, I would get both of these, but I can't because I can only afford one. Like I only have this much extra money to afford one, right?
mhm.
I can't get both, but I want both. So that's my thing is like, as a vendor, I get it. You're wanting to make more money, and we've seen a lot of vendors do this. It's not just Novel Keys. It's not just the key company, but it's when you're splitting up your own audience, it's hard. You may be making extra money now, but then you would have maybe waited. You'd probably, I don't know. You'd probably get the same amount if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure
It's
there's people who are like, I would love to get Boneyard, but I want Midnight Rainbow, right? Because Boneyard's technically around too, kind of.
sort
Whereas like the Infinity Pastel sets, right? Like there was like 5 sets running at the same time, which is like fine. They want to run them all as one thing, which I think is cool. Which they miss out a huge marketing opportunity of having a pack where they all come in one. I think that could have been a cool option. Have like the super pack, but
the box.
yeah,
You'd rip the Avatar set, right?
yeah, dude. Um, but yeah, I don't know. The thing is like at the end of the day, those two sets too are not really that different. They're both like I get it. Midnight Rainbow is colorful ish, but not like crazy. Like it's not like they're like one set is a mono set and the other one's not. Like they're both dark sets. If that makes sense.
So, but yeah, it's just weird, we came from all right, community, we're gonna run this one set this month. Like everybody understands this is the set, and you're like, okay. And then like, dude, poor GMK Oasis. Like, I feel so bad because they were like, let's dip our toe in the water and see if the community can withstand 2 whole sets. Nope, it failed miserably.
Well, it got to live its life as a cat set, Cat
It did.
Oasis.
Cat Oasis was a thing, but it was just it's funny that happened where it's like we tried to run a second GMK set and it didn't work, and they tried to run it on Novelties. Now Novelties is running 2 GMK sets at the same time, by themselves. So it is interesting to say the least. But yeah, fun month coming up.
Yeah, it's a great month for keycaps. Like I think we've had it feels like there was a little bit of a lull. I don't know if there necessarily was. It just didn't feel like there was as many strong sets. But June is a very strong set. You have a couple other ones that we didn't really touch on. The follow up to Vile Bloom, SA Dream Eater, which I think will be another set that people will not buy, and then they will get it, and they'll be like, it'll come in, and people will be like, I can't believe I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Cat Explosion has a lot of options. It's a cat set that has tons and tons of kits that you can get. GMK Nord is finally running after like a year of kind of being in limbo. And then, of course, Red Samurai is now having a little brother named Blue Samurai. And John Wick is happening, which is another set. Like Chewy said, he didn't know about it till today. I knew about it, and then I was like, wait, that's actually running? I thought it was not going to happen.
Give me Blue Sam's. Red Samurai and Blue Samurai is like when you played Mortal Kombat, but you both played the same characters, so I just like changed the color. Just like flip-flop some colors around. Yeah, cool sets. So if you guys have any questions for us, let us know. We'll happily answer whatever you need answered. So speaking of Group by Squid 60, waiting on a PCB to come in. Should be very soon though, as he built it. it works and it exists. It should, in theory, fit that board, but I am not going to sell a PCB that I have not tested to make sure it fits. That would be a big that would be a big no.
We didn't answer.
Moomin Room, yes. Okay, so Kimchi Jody Boy. What are your guys' thoughts on Gmk Moomin and Ren? Moomin is a cool looking set. I have no idea what it's based on. I don't know what Moomin is. I mean, it's a cool looking set, and if you're asking me my thoughts on Ren, I love the guy, and I'm a huge supporter of his work.
Yeah,
as I have as I have. I very soon. I have every one of his sets that has come out that is physically a thing. I don't. He's made so many sets now. I'm never going to be able to keep up. But I love the guy. I think he does fantastic work.
Yeah, I think Moomin, no idea. Same thing with Chewy, no idea. But I do.
It's cool that it's official.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think that's one of the things I was thinking about the other day. Is how cool would it be if more like IPs, more brands got involved in the keyboard game and were able to make like actually licensed things. I think Moomin looks cool. I don't know if I'll get it. It's a very simple set. And then Ren, I think people give him a lot of crap because he's pumping out ICs, he's pumping out sets, but it's like he's like making it a thing, right? Like people give other people crap for not making, for saying they're a designer and not doing things regularly. He's putting out stuff like every month. So it's like
he's designing. He's a designer designing. So here's something I didn't notice. Sorry, I did interrupt you. Finish.
Oh, I was just going to say, someone was asking, is Ren a GMK set? Ren Suya is who we were talking about. He is the designer of the set.
GMK novelty spacebars. So if you look at the novelties set on this, the spacebars are technically novelty keys. I have not seen that on GMK.
It's an interesting question. So I'm going to skip over Langlandia's question right now and go to Agler's. Yeah, that one. Agler. Do you think there should be more transparency from vendors and designers about color matching? There have been some sets recently that have had complaints from people saying their set doesn't look like the renders. Would that be within the bounds of the designer's opinion on the set? Or do you think there are limitations to what can be transferable from renders? Shouldn't renders reflect what is seen IRL? This has been a constant thing that we've discussed on the channel. I think my thought process on this, and this is me, and I think my thought process is very different than a lot of people in the community. If it is what the designer wishes and it is what the designer wants and approves, then I'm down for it. I think people are upset I think they do have some rights to be upset, but I think that they should be. I don't think we're not in the same situation we were 2-3 years ago with the Necro and Plums. Things are not wildly different. They are fairly similar, right? Like we're talking about smaller changes, the smaller differences. We're talking about like saturation levels that are fairly low in difference. That can be justified by monitor settings, right? So I'm fine with it. If it is what the designer wants, if it is what the designer and the runner approves, I'm down. It's not different colors like what Rob27 Shred just said. They're not completely different colors.
Yeah. And we've like I said, Agler I put a link to our video. We actually had an entire episode about this, where we went very in deep. Basically, in my opinion, I don't think that I don't even think vendors, designers should even show off their color matching process. I think that they should. That's not, you don't see that often in most things. But in short, I think that you should, one, if you're getting in on it, there are going to be the rare cases, yes, where they're very, very different. They're not even like Necro is to me the biggest, going from what is on the screen to what happened. But I mean, it's kind of one of those, like, everything is bound to change a little bit. I have 3 different monitors, and if I move a keycap set from one to the other, they're all going to look slightly different, because it's just angle and brightness level and the fact that they have, this just different monitors. And if I look on my phone, it's going to be different. So, maybe just don't get so obsessed with, does it match the screen, and just ask yourself, do I like this? Because if you don't mount it, sell it. You will get your money back. You'll probably get more money back.
Yeah, because I think people are trying to look for something to be upset about sometimes too. Like and it may not be that they're like actively doing that, but like in their head, they're like, why doesn't this match? When in reality, it's like, if you look at it, they may look at it and say, well, actually, I like the way this looks. And that's my thing, is like, if I look at it and I say, I like the way this looks. Like 8008, a lot of people gave 8008 a lot of crap because the pink doesn't match. I think it looks great the way that it is on a board. Does it match the renders perfectly? Probably not. But does it look great in person? Yes.
Mm-hmm. So let's go back. Pretend I am some kind of internet god. Your life is now a video game of some sort of the cheat, or what are some of the cheat codes you can use, and what do they do? Lang, if you're the god, then I give you tater tots, coffee, and butter, and you let me do whatever I want. That's my answer.
But what are your cheat codes? Like, what do they enter? Is it like up, down,
TATR, no space, TOTS, T0TS.
Okay.
BUTR, and just keep it simple. COVFEFE. Anyway,
I don't know what mine would be.
Dude, easy. Weenie and nuts.
Dude, yeah. Oh, weenie and nuts. Type weenie and nuts. But with 3s instead of E's. What would they do? What would be the cheat code? Maybe that like weenie and nuts become like real, but they're like big, like, so I could like ride on either of them.
There you go.
They could, like, instead of having a car, I could just take a ride on Weenie. If I need to go up a tree and like get away real quick because maybe I did something bad, I can hop on Nuts. He can take me up in the tree. That'd be cool.
Easy. Bubblehead Brett asks, thoughts on ePBT Ivory? It's fine. It's basic.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
It'll look cool. That's about as far as it goes. I personally won't buy it, but I have a lot of sets coming. My wife is getting Midnight Rainbow, and other than that, I'll probably I should be picking up Cat White on Black. So I can't imagine why. As long as it's not like ridiculously priced. Type Beast says Valentine had pad printed side spacebar. I did not know that. Thank you for the information. Honestly, I don't even remember GMK Valentine.
That's because it was before. ePBT Ivory, I like the way it looks. I've been wanting the darker ivory colorway. I think the most interesting thing there is that it's an ePBT set that's running on Kono and not ABD fans.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I own one of the few sets. So yeah, it came out, it looks like I said, February of 2018. I think you and I started discussing keycaps, or you and I started discussing. You had been in the hobby.
I knew of things. I just didn't.
Keyboards, yeah. But
Like I knew of things, but mostly it was what was on drop because I was exposed to drop because of other hobbies that I had, things I was into. But yeah, Valentine. That was one of the sets I remember looking at and was like, I would never buy this. Same thing with like GMK Blink that's running right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
is this gonna do well?
I like navy and pink. That one looks dope. The
Mhm.
GMK navy or pink on navy or whatever. So okay, I will say about EBPT Ivory, fuck with that Rama cap.
Oh yeah, the Rama cap, the elephant, it
That
looks
Rama
sick.
cap looks amazing. I enjoy that one a bunch.
I also really like the Cat Explosion Rama caps, the gold one with the purple. It looks pretty sick.
So, well, if that,
Hey, let
is
me
it.
see. There was something else. Someone asked a question, but they didn't tag, but it was something that I wanted to touch on. I think they were talking about using color science. I was gonna say, yeah, if anyone who's watching this vendor wise, you just want to like shut up everyone that's talking about your color matching, just do what 159 is doing with Bingsu and just run it through an actual color science program, and then if people are like it doesn't match, you can say, well, it matches what is in real life. So here's the paperwork. Argue with science. So
Very nice. Well, I think that will wrap it up for today. If you guys want to check out, we will be having. I've been slow on the YouTube videos. I scheduled everything for this week, so this week will be, and then this stuff's will come out later this week. But this week we'll have a YouTube video every day through Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on. You should expect the YouTube videos. So check out our YouTube channel if you have not subscribed there yet. Check it out. Everything gets posted there after a few days, and then join our Discord. It's it's a friendly place. It's a fun place. We enjoy it, and we play lots of games every night and stuff like that. As well as check out our Instagram. We haven't posted a whole. I usually do like stories more than actual posts. I enjoy the stories more than posts. But check out all of our socials and stuff. And then check out our amazing sponsors, because starting tomorrow, a lot of stuff is changing when it comes to what they are selling. So switchmod.net, Zap Cables, Candy Keys, Project Keyboards, Type Beast, Dixie Mech, Smith and Rune, our partner Smith and Rune, Zap Cables, and Type Beast with the newsletter. So be sure to check that out. So we had a request, Osiris.
we did. What was it? I don't remember.
It was on Instagram from our dear friend L Vision L Thompson. She has like different names on everything. I can't remember.
She changed her
She
name on Twitch recently.
She did. Okay, so she really liked rating the art guy. She
Okay.
reached out. She said, hey, that was fun, and did the whole show us your keyboard thing, which I guess Nathan Kim's done in the past. I don't know. I haven't watched Nathan Kim in probably too long. So Cyrus picked someone that is not keyboard related, and we will spam show us your keyboard.
Ooh. I want to find someone.
Free reign. Go for it.
Free reign. I wonder if let me see.
Maybe not
who's
like
streaming.
someone. Maybe not like Summit.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna go for someone that's like kind of someone that I know. Someone that I know. Let's do maybe someone that is smaller.
There you go. So while he's figuring that out, guys, thank you. No stream tomorrow. Full disclosure: mail's slow. Mail is slow. We were discussing, and we were like, we'll just take this week off and move on for the rest. We try and we offer build services, but we don't really publicly say it too much. We think that a lot of our friends provide awesome build services, and we just stuff in the mail. I got a lot of stuff today, but I don't have time to get everything sorted. And Osiris has some stuff in the mail that has just not gotten to him yet. And we just decided, why don't we take a day, recoup, regain some other stuff. But we do have Disco Crocodile. If you're still in chat, join him and us on Wednesday. We'll be talking about streaming, keyboards.
I wish you would have told me this before, because then I would have had something lined up. Now I don't know who may look on my...
Gotta put you on the spot. Disco Crocodile is there. So overseas stuff. Yeah, it's hard out here right now, right?
Let's do well, how about one of the guys I used to play Overwatch with him quite a while ago. He is he's a Fortnite player.
I don't care.
Now he's actually really good. He's a super nice guy. He's super smart guy. So it'll be, his name's Crashy. So he's actually one of...
Are you doing it?
I'm doing it. He's actually he's like an OG Twitch partner. Like, he was partnered from Justin TV or whatever it was before.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's been on Twitch for a long time. He doesn't have a huge viewership. So hit him up. Say, show us your keyboard. Whoops. Oh, that was the wrong channel.
Krasky. So we'll span that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Show some love. Talk about some keybs. Spread the word. Spread the good word of spending too much money on keyboards. So thank you very much for joining us. And as always, buy a Switch tester.